It's very useful to find a simple way to learn and to remember the fundamentals of astrology. So when we're thinking about the meaning of each of the signs, there's 12 of them and they're quite complex, and there's a lot of information written on all the books about it. So in order to make that easier, the best way that I've found is to learn the essence of qualities and elements. Now, each of the 12 signs represents a quality, such as the initiating, the sustaining, or the adjusting quality associated with cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs. And each represents an element: fire, earth, air, and water. Now, fire is energetic and purposeful. And air is like the wind and represents the mind. Water is to do with flow and feelings. And earth is grounded and patient. So there we have two parameters, the elements and the qualities, 4 and 3. 4 times 3 is 12. That's the complete set. And there we have the zodiac signs. So all you need to do and remember to know the meaning, the essential meaning of a sign, is to understand and remember these configurations of elements and qualities, and then learn which of them apply to which of the signs. So we know that Aries is fire, and it's a cardinal sign. So that's energy and purpose initiating. There it is. That's what Aries is about. It initiates things with purpose and energy. That's its secret. Taurus is earth and fixed sign, so it's grounded, patient, a sustaining energy. There it is. That's what Taurus is for. It's just to bring things down to earth and hold on to them so they don't move. Gemini, it's an air sign, so it's very much concerned with the mind, and it's as changeable as the wind. And it's also a mutable sign, so it's adapting all the time. And we have one of the most clear indicators here of the ephemeral nature of life within a Gemini. And so if we think of Gemini as the air sign, the mind, and a mutable sign adapting, Gemini has the adaptation of the mind. It can think quickly on its feet, change its mind easily, get to learn things quickly, an adaptable mind. Cancer, cardinal water, or water's feelings and flow. Initiating is cardinal. So Cancer initiates feelings, takes the initiative to draw feelings into a situation. So we have the home builder by creating the feeling of nurture. We also have the charmer who can create feelings in another person by this watery technique of empathy. So that's what Cancer is about. Just taking the initiative to bring the attention to the watery, felt aspect of life. And often they do this by an emotional process, like crying or something, where you see water flowing. Leo, fixed fire. So sustaining energy and purpose. Leo is a fixed sign, and it is fiery. It's like the sun. It just burns all the time, never-endingly, tremendous stamina. And this is what Leo's about, the capacity to radiate light and power and confidence and goodwill permanently, come what may. Virgo is the mutable earth sign. So grounded, down to earth. patient, and yet adaptable. So here we have with Virgo the ability to make things work in practice. They're actually very handy. They're practical people that just turn their attention to anything that needs fixing or cooking or growing or, earthy things. And they'll find a way, come what may. They'll find a way. They don't stick to their guns, really. They change according to the needs of the situation, the physical needs of the situation. Libra, Cardinal air, initiating ideas. And we have in Libra the sense of, if something exists, Libra will see the opposite point of view, initiating the idea of an expanded consciousness by introducing polarity. This contrariness of Libra is actually a movement towards the harmony that can only exist when you embrace opposites. Scorpio, fixed water, sustaining power of feelings and flow. Sustaining flow just means like life's moving, so we just slow it down. I have decided to love this person and I'm going to stay with that come what may. I have decided to do this thing and I would feel insecure if that was no longer my purpose, and I can control situations so that I don't have to feel out of control. Sagittarius is mutable fire, energy and purpose with an adaptation. So Sagittarius can be really, really enthusiastic about something and then equally enthusiastic about something else the next day. They change their minds, but it doesn't reduce the amount of enthusiasm and energy they bring to their purposes. Capricorn, Earth, Cardinal, they initiate groundedness. So the corporate leader taking the initiative to create something physical in the world, for example, or any leader in something that actually makes a difference to something physical. So the chairman of the local council or the local club, they tend to rise to the top. Their initiating force is the ability, gives them the ability to climb the mountain. The kind of physical plane is the limits of it is the top of the mountain, hence the goat image. And Aquarius, fixed air, the mind is sustained. In other words, what Aquarius thinks will become, can become, looking to the future idealistically, they'll hold their stubborn mind on that ideal until it comes to pass. This is why they're inventors. They stick to the job until they've dealt with the problem. This is why they're idealists. They don't change their mind according to the whims and fancies of the feelings that water signs have, or the need to make it real that the earth signs have. And then we get to the watery, mutable sign of Pisces. And their feelings come and go. They flow with it all. They can empathize with whomever they're with. And often a Pisces will say, well, I don't know whether it's my feelings or theirs, And the truth is that it doesn't matter. Feelings are feelings, and we can feel them, and whose it is of no consequence to the Pisces. So they change their mood a lot. They're moody and empathic and not to be expected to stay in the same emotional state for very long. Like a Scorpio would hold a mood for months. My Scorpio dad could be in a bad mood for 3 months, no problem. But a Pisces couldn't do that. He'd change an hour or two sometimes. So there you have the overview of the signs of the zodiac, made up in a do-it-yourself fashion, where you just add together the qualities in the signs, and you've got the essential meaning, the qualities and the elements, and you've got the essential meaning of the signs. Now you just pick up a planet and put it in one of those signs, and you know what the planets mean. The sun is the essence of who you are, the moon is your emotional needs, Mercury is your mentality, Venus is your attractiveness and attraction to things, Mars is your expression, how you express into the world, Jupiter is your expansion, how you grow. Saturn's your limitation, where you put the boundaries, and the outer planets we'll leave alone for now. So if you can remember those quite sort of simple keywords for the planets, keywords for the cardinal, mutable, fixed qualities, keywords for the earth, air, fire, water elements, and you put them all together, then you've got a really easy way to interpret any planet in a sign. Then you could do the same with the houses, and then you start to learn the special little things like angles and aspects and so on. But it's a starting point, and all we need to do with astrology is put ourselves on the path of astrology, because there is no end to it. We can't learn astrology and that's it, we know it. It's not like that. It's evolving a lot quicker than we could ever learn it. And so all we need to do is to put ourselves on the path, and then when you're in that mode of trying to interpret a chart, something magical happens. You open up to the muse, and the muse enters your voice. And if you can then learn to trust your intuition, then you can interpret a chart with very minimal book learning. I would say the very best astrologer I ever met knew nothing about astrology except for the meaning of the 4 elements and which sign was which element. So he'd say, you're Pisces, water. And that person would know themselves much more deeply because of what he'd done. So don't learn too much, but learn what you do learn in a way that you can channel.